Another Eden's Mildy. Is she worth your time? What is she mainly used for, and should you pull? It's David Wowee, how you going? Here are my first impressions of the much anticipated Mildy. Plus a crazy free banner pull I did of her live on stream. Her main purpose is to provide buffs to lightning, crystal, and shade teams, and she does this by being able to awaken Moonlight stance. The last time we saw Moonlight stance, someone correct me if I'm wrong here, was with Milsha Another Style. What this does is it boosts the damage done by lightning, crystal, and shade moves by both allies and enemies, but at the same time it reduces the damage done by fire, water, earth, and wind moves. This brings us to some complaints about it, but we'll get to that soon. Besides being a Moonlight stance setter, she's a singer in battle, just like how she's a singer in the story. Her main song, Echoed Moonshine, does a bunch of stuff. First, it provides team-wide buffs. If you're a Moonlight stance, she gives everyone a 100% increase in power, intelligence, and speed. She then gives a massive plus power and intelligence buff to the allies who are right, and the less impressive 20% damage reduction defense buff to the ally on her left, which could make for an interesting strategy if you have her in the middle, your main attack unit on her right, and a weaker healer or support character on her left. Her main attack skill, Psychic Gem, deploys Moonlight stance and adds a 50% increase to Shade, Thunder, and Crystal type attack of all allies and enemies, while decreasing fire, water, wind, and earth type attacks of all allies and enemies. It's not the best spam skill for Another Force, but it doesn't matter, as since she's a singer, you may be screwed with her during Another Force anyway. I'll explain soon. Now, should you Stellar Awaken Mildy? If you've unlocked it, she can instantly deploy and awaken Moonlight stance if there are 2 Thunder, Shade, or Crystal allies in the front line, saving you a bunch of turns if you need it. Her main stellar skill gives a 10 move crit rate buff to your whole team, plus another crit damage buff. On top of that, during Stellar Burst, she can deploy and awaken Moonlight stance, give Lunatic Mind's Eye to the ally on her right, and then a barrier to the ally on her left. If Moonlight stance is what you want as your core free strategy, because Moonlight stance is pretty much what Mildy is designed for, then I'd say her stellar version can be important. Now, what on earth is wrong with Mildy? I'll share some overall negative sentiment on her online, and then give my own thoughts as to why I personally ended up pulling. Mildy has a few problems. The first is with her Moonlight stance. It's a niche stance that could be useful if you want to reduce an enemy's fire, water, earth, and wind abilities, but it's not a significant damage reduction. At first glance, it may be cool that you can give a damage boost to lightning, crystal, and shade teams all at once, giving you flexibility to manage a multiple element team, for example. That's like a 3-in-1 deal, right? But if you look closer and think about it, this stance makes Mildy more of a jack of all trades, and you miss out on the nuances of specific stances. As user No Hack said on my YouTube channel, if you did a crystalline stance instead, you get these crystal buffs plus give massive weaknesses to enemies. And if you did Moonlight stance instead of Thundering stance, you lose the Another Force benefits you'd want from a regular Thundering stance. Same could be said about Shade. Moonlight stance is more generalist, but you get the nice nuances from specific crystalline, thundering, or biting shade stances. But that's not all. Here comes the worst part. Mildy is a singer, as I implied earlier. What this means is when she sings, she can't do anything else while she's singing, so she'll be awkward during Another Force, which is terrible, as what makes her unique is her song, so you've got to use her song, but then if you do use her song, she's locked away for a certain time. What's worse is her songs have been compared to much older characters such as Mistrare Another Style. So should you pull Mildy? As of now, I'd only pull for sentimental reasons, which is the main reason I pull. I've wanted her for years and want the Chrono Clan set of Kamlanage, Mildy, and Clughorn when he comes out, and we're all betting that her multi-element buffs are designed for Kamlanage, who's Thunder, herself, who's Crystal, and Clughorn, who's most likely to be Shade. But her Moonlight stance will make it awkward for the 4th most canonically suitable character for the team, which would be Amy or Aldo, who are wind and fire element respectively. Unless we get an all-new Amy that's somehow a new element, but I doubt it. Another reason you may want to pull is if you think there's a super boss that will require Kamlanage, Mildy, and Clughorn fighting together, but personally I don't think that should be enough reason to gamble away your precious resources. Though to be honest, I've done this exact thing. I've pulled for specific bosses in the past, but don't tell anybody, alright? If we were to look purely at her skill set on paper, Mildy is not a must pull, especially if you've already got a bunch of great zone setters and support characters in Thunder, Shade, and Crystal. That being said, if you are a brand new player or a semi-new player to this game and you still have a lot of characters to collect, I can still see Mildy being very useful, as she can be a support for Thunder, Crystal, and Shade teams you may have not completed yet. I'm David Wowee. Like, sub, or become a super member, and check out my pull right now. 110 pull? Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, no way! No way! Man, if this is Mildy, this is wild, man. This is crazy. What? Oh, too bad she's mid. But that is awesome. Oh, man. Alright, gambling addicts. You've learned your lesson. Keep trying. Don't keep trying if you're a gambler. Give up. Stop. Alright, let's push my luck. Let's go for 8 more Mildies. After this pull, just Mildy after Mildy after Mildy. Come on. Or 8 more Ninas. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for pushing me to do this 10 pull. Alright, no, my luck ran out. Crap from here. It's all witches. Don't you be non-old, man. Don't you be non-old. Whew. Realistic. But look at her slippers. Why aren't her toes protected? Her toe just hangs out. You want to protect your heels but not your toes? Hey! Oh, this can't get any better. Oh, it could get better. Nina. Give me a Nina. Oh no, Miyu. That's a bad sign. Or at least give me a two-lay for Jordan. Give me a two-lay so Jordan can be happy. Ugh, toe girl. That is sick. At least you're not a creep. How does she know for sure that Aldo is not a creep? She doesn't know Aldo's search history. Confess your love. What? Are we shipping Mildy with Aldo? See, this is what Mildy does, right? She knows Aldo is friends with Amy. Any male friend that Amy has, Mildy wants to stake. Mildy, I can't trust Mildy. She's that dodgy friend who doesn't want her bestie to be happy with another guy. So she steals the other guy. Jerry! Yeah, she's manipulative, Zelkaris. Exactly. And she's jealous. She doesn't want Amy to be happy. She hates the fact that Amy would be happy with someone else besides her. She can't stand it. She wants Amy to depend on her.